So I'm going to explain to you in this video how I managed to relatively easily quit playing video games pretty much overnight. Not necessarily overnight, but over the course of like a couple weeks, I managed to go from literally playing video games many hours a day to almost zero, almost instantly. And you might not experience it as easily as I experienced it. You know, you might have a bit more difficulty. But this method is also the way that two guys I know managed to quit video games. I'll explain to you exactly the method in this video and tell you how to implement it and stuff, but I'll tell you quickly right now what it is. Basically, I got into the gym. So the idea is you want to get into another hobby that replaces the psychological needs that video games are giving you. Because here's the thing, the reason you're so addicted and play video games all day is because it's satisfying some psychological needs that you have. So the only way to quit video games is to find another hobby that satisfies those psychological needs. So I'll quickly tell you my story, how I quit video games, and hopefully you can apply it in your life as well. So basically, I was obsessed, deeply obsessed with video games. You know, I would be what you call like a video game nerd or something like that. Like, I would like completely ignore everyone in school, after school, and rush home to get onto my computer, play Counter-Strike, play Minecraft. Like, I would literally, in my spare time, I would watch videos on YouTube about like how to get better in Minecraft, how to get better in Counter-Strike, stuff like that. I would literally practice my aim for hours a day in the game. My last thoughts before I went to bed were about the video game. Like, my eyes would be closed in bed and I'd be building some shit in Minecraft in my head. Or I'd be in class, you know, while the teacher was speaking and I was like bored, not really paying attention, I'd be like imagining what I was gonna do later that day in Counter-Strike or something, right? And I had like a social life, a group of friends who were also playing these games. So we like were all playing it together, right? So I was deeply, deeply addicted to video games. And in my spare time, I'd watch YouTube videos on video games and stuff. So I was deeply addicted, right? And it's really hard to quit an addiction that's that deep. But here's the thing. In 2017, I discovered the gym. And like, to be honest, I started getting into the gym to get girls, right? Because I heard that getting stronger, getting bigger could get you girls. And that was my reason for getting into the gym. But basically what happened was a switch kind of clicked in me. And I got obsessed with the gym. I'm talking like, I was consistently going 5-6 times a week at 5 a.m. because that's the only time I could go. I was literally watching YouTube videos all day on fitness. I was tracking every single drop of milk I was drinking. I was like eating consistently my caloric surplus. So I was obsessed with the gym, right? And I'll explain to you later why the gym works so well to overcome your video game addiction. And I'll tell you some other hobbies you could get into as well. But basically, my video game usage pretty much went to zero after I got into the gym. Like around that time when I started getting into the gym, my family moved house. And I didn't even bother to set up my gaming PC in my new house because like I wasn't going to be gaming. So pretty much from that point onwards, I stopped gaming. But here's the thing, about 6 months later, I kind of stopped going to the gym. I was getting some injuries in my shoulder and my knee, and I shouldn't have done this, but I gave up. I gave up going to the gym. And I didn't go to the gym again for another 3 years. I got into the university life, social life. I got pulled into that life, so I wasn't playing video games at all during those years. But then in 2020, COVID hit, right? Lockdown hit. I didn't have a social life. I wasn't into the gym. I didn't have any hobbies. So what do you think happened? I got back into gaming. Really got back into gaming. 2020, I was playing games hours a day. And I didn't quit video games again in 2020 until I got back into the gym in late 2021. And then when I got back into the gym, obsessed with the gym again, then naturally my video game addiction went away again. So twice I quit my video game addiction by simply replacing it with a hobby, in this case the gym. So I'll explain to you now exactly why the gym, I think the gym is an amazing hobby to quit your video game addiction. So first of all, I know two guys who also quit video games by getting obsessed with the gym. So here's why the gym works so well. When you're playing video games, you are satisfying this need you have. Men have this like psychological need to make progress in their life. They love making progress. They love, that's why we get so addicted to video games, because we're like leveling up in the video games, we're making progress. we're achieving stuff, right? And the gym makes progress so easy. Because basically there's this concept in the gym called progressive overload, where basically every session in the gym, you're trying to beat your score from last time. So you're trying to do more reps, you're trying to do more weight, right? So the gym has this built-in sense of progress into it. So it gives you that feeling that you get from video games. It gives you that feeling of leveling up and progressing the weight every single week. So you're getting that feeling of progress and you become obsessed. You start like tracking your weights and trying to beat your high score from last time. So it's giving you that deep need that you have for making progress in your life. That's why the gym works so well. And also if you get really into it like me, you will start like tracking your calories every single day and tracking exactly what you eat, which gives you another feeling of progress and achievement. Like when you reach the end of the day and you had a nice hard workout and you ate your required number of calories, you just feel so good. You're like, damn, that was a good day, I achieved my progress. So you're basically satisfying the psychological need that you have from video games. That's why the gym is so good. But here's the other reason it's so good for replacing video games. Because the progress happens in the real world. Like when you reach like, I don't know, Diamond in Counter-Strike, I don't think Diamond's even a level in Counter-Strike, Global Master or something, when you reach a really high level in a video game, if you delete that video game, your progress is gone, right? Like your progress may as well not have happened. But in the gym, your progress is like visible. It's clearly experienced in the real world. You look in the mirror and you see that you're visibly bigger. So when you're a beginner at the gym, the amazing thing is there's this thing called newbie gains, where basically you will make gains in the gym really fast as a beginner. Because, your body's primed, it's biological or something, you're gonna make gains really fast, right? And so within a couple weeks, you're gonna already see progress in the mirror from going to the gym. Like if you simply just walk into the gym as a beginner, you will make gains, right? So you make progress relatively fast. And when you get that feeling of progress, and the feeling of progress is in the real world compared to like the online world, you start to realize, okay, wait a minute. I can get this feeling of a video game, but I can get it with actual results that I can actually see. And then something clicks inside of you and you're like, wait a minute, why put all this hard work into a video game when I can do it in the real world and like get real life benefits, right? Now, of course, it's harder. I'm not saying it's easy. Like playing video games is very easy. You just click buttons and you do stuff like that. But it's actually not as easy as you might think. Because think about it, when you're playing Counter-Strike, you're actually concentrating pretty hard. Like you're really trying to aim. Like I would play Counter-Strike so concentrated that I literally developed like carpal tunnel syndrome. I developed like poor posture. I was literally strained trying to play Counter-Strike. So video games are actually not that easy. And the other thing is like, men like hard work as well. You might not agree, but men are built to enjoy hard work. So going to the gym is actually fun, right? You just have to change how you see it and approach it. So yeah, that's the thing. Get into the gym because it gives you that feeling of progress, because you see results in the real world. And the final step to getting into the gym or getting into a hobby to replace video games is to get obsessed. Become obsessed like you're obsessed with video games. Like literally, think about it all day. Think about it before you go to bed. Look at your gains in the mirror. Fucking like go into YouTube and just binge watch fitness videos, binge watch YouTube videos, learn, build knowledge. Like you're watching videos to get better at the video game. Watch videos to get better in the gym. Learn form. And on top of this, try to build your social life around gym as well. Like one of the hardest parts as well about quitting video games is you might already have a social life built into video games, right? Like all your friends might play video games. So it's pretty hard to stop playing video games when they're messaging you on Discord at night saying, hey, get onto Counter-Strike or something like that, right? So that's also one of the harder parts. That's also partly why it was a bit easy for me to quit video games, because about the time when I quit them, all my friends were moving to university and they were moving overseas. So we couldn't really play games anymore. So this is the second part of the step that's kind of hard. You have to kind of develop a social life outside of your video games as well. Or this was the hard part for me. For me, this was the easy part because Naturally, all my friends were moving overseas when I was quitting video games. So I didn't even have a social life built around video games. But like, try to build a social life around the gym as well. That's kind of like the next step. So yeah, like once you start making progress after like a couple weeks, you'll get hooked like that. You'll be like, holy cow, I'm actually seeing physical results. Because before this point, if you're into video games, before this point, you've probably never gotten into a hobby where you see actual results. Because results are what feel good, right? Like when you turn off the video game and you're faced with reality, reality is kind of depressing, right? It's like, oh, this is real life. It sucks. I want to go back to the video game where I'm a king, where I'm a master. But if you actually see results in the real world, when you step out of the gym, when you're not in the gym, you feel amazing because you're like, oh my gosh, I've got real world results. You know, I've got gains or whatever. So this is why going to the gym was like one of the best ways for me to overcome my video game addiction. So let me know in the comments if you've ever tried this or if you're going to try this. See you later.